Welcome back for another episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go. Find us on Facebook.com/SuperFunPodcast, Twitter.com/SuperFunPodcast, Patreon.com/SuperFunPodcast, Instagram @SuperFunPodcastGo, iTunes @Superfun Game Review Podcast Go. Thanks and enjoy the show.
Welcome back for another episode of Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go! Here we go. To my left, Harry.
Give me some milk!
To my right, Ralph.
In the 19th century, people are strong believers of superstition and legend. Adventurers who seek fortune and glory.
And I am your host tonight,
which has been the pleasure.
Steve.
The Powerstone.
Gem. Yes.
Falcon. Oh, it's the wrong game.
Oh, different game.
Whoops.
Well, we are reviewing Powerstone. Welcome to our world and our gems.
Powerstone for the DC.
Ooh.
The Dreamcast.
I know, this is our first Dreamcast review.
It is.
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Next week's Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi.
Don't get your hopes up. It's not.
Oh, man.
It should be.
Yeah.
It's like, who's the offspring?
And then just like the sound of like money, like ta-ling, ta-ling, ta-ling. Like that's stuck in my head forever.
Right, kick it.
It's like every other arcade you went to had Crazy Taxi there.
Pretty much.
And I always picked the old guy too because I liked his car. It's old like Hudson or whatever.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Anyway, Powerstone.
So let's just get right into initial impressions. Ralph, initial impression.
The Powerstone. So initial impressions. Holy crap! Is this a port from a Japanese arcade?
Yep.
It's crazy. It's like straight from Japan. Like I'm pretty sure you could walk into some arcade in Japan somewhere and like there it is, and it would be almost completely unedited. It's just like that's this thing. Anyway,
Probably.
Powerstone. I did not have a Dreamcast growing up. Didn't know about this franchise. Some of my friends turned me on to it, and I actually bought Powerstone 1 and 2 for Bob as a gift and gave it to him. And I found, I played more of the second one, but it was interesting to me to have like this arena one-on-one, small map fighter. And just the whole thing to me is just a time capsule arcade, intense music, intense sound effects, intense action, bloom, 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 crazy. Interesting concept, I guess. I love the intro. The intro is ridiculously unenthusiastic.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, no, you could tell, right?
You should
Yeah,
read
a little
that
bit.
like
Uninhibited, just like no
uninterrupted during like
Yeah.
the story segment,
Do you-
because that is
okay.
that is the story.
That's the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll do that for story.
We'll get there. I want to say a fun, pure arcade experience for a 3D arena fighter.
True. Harry.
So I really, really wanted the Sega Dreamcast when it came out, because it was like it came in between generations, so it was like the hot thing on the market, like uncontested, kind of for I guess like 2 years or something like that.
Yeah.
So when I did get the Dreamcast, I couldn't afford a lot of games. I think I only had Code Veronica, Sonic, and
That's a given.
what was it? I think I had House of the Dead 2 with the gun and the demo disc.
Reload.
Well, reload.
When
you were talking about your initial impressions, I was like, where did I first play this game? And I was thinking, like, what got me into this game? Because I have it, like, a very used copy. It doesn't even have the instruction manual. It's like one of those bargain bin cases where it lost all the picture art. It's just a disc on a cover that has, like,
We've all seen
handwritten.
those.
Yeah. But I was like, well, what made me buy this game? And I remembered it was on the demo disc that came with the Dreamcast.
Really?
Ooh.
And all you could play is the one, I think 2 arenas, and all you could play as was it Falcon? Is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edward Falcon. The only one with a first name,
Yeah.
apparently.
Well, Wang is a first name.
Yeah, there
For
you go.
Wang Tang.
Well, it's hyphenated.
Wang Tang.
It is hyphenated.
Wang Tang.
So is the hyphen his middle name?
Oh, jeez.
Yes.
Wang hyphen Tang.
Wang dash Tang.
But it was on the demo disc, and you can only play as Falcon and Gunrock, and in 2 different arenas.
That's why you like
Yeah, that's why you
Gunrock.
like Gunrock.
I think he's just a cool character in general. I like that big boulder just roll thing, because it's hard to dodge.
It's like Goron.
Kind of.
It's very accurate.
But I kind of remember playing the shit out of it on the demo alone.
That I believe.
And I was like, well, this does me no justice. I want to see what these other characters do. Because you could see them just like grayed out kind of thing. I'm like, well, fuck, this is awesome. So I think I found the game bargain bin $6 or something like that. And I just remember, like, this is one of those games you don't really play by yourself. You just play with a group of friends. It's like totally like game night when it comes to this game. And apparently when we booted it up, we noticed after playing for the evening, the settings were changed.
Yeah, how about that?
Everything was unlocked in the game. Like, I had no idea that we played to this extent. And it was just...
You almost 100% of the game.
Almost.
You almost. Oh, I'm sorry. I see what you're saying.
Yeah. So I'll just give the disclaimer. Like, the only stuff we didn't unlock was the stuff that had to download into the memory unit,
right,
and play mini games on the memory unit.
Yeah.
And
it
I
was
remember
1,000 coins and 2,000 coins, something like that.
But I remember like those batteries never lasted. I always killed the batteries playing that little Sonic Tamagotchi game, and I think after I replaced the battery twice, I just never replaced it ever again.
Oh, because they're not rechargeable.
No, they're like watch batteries.
Oh, wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oy.
So that is my initial impression on Power Stone.
It's like, see, I never owned Dreamcast, so I never was really versed in any game that came out with it because not a lot of my friends actually had Dreamcast. And when you initially said, because I think you were the one that brought up Powerstone, I had no idea what you were talking about.
Initial impression, this man's a crazy.
Yeah, and that's pretty much, that's right for so many years of our life. But
just in retrospect, it sounds like a made-up game, though.
It does.
Hey, let's go home and play
Power
Powerstone. What?
Yeah. That's great. What's Powerstone?
Generator.
It's like somebody who wanted to like quickly think of something, and he looked around, and he's like, there's a generator there. There's a rock on the ground.
Powerstone? Powerstone? We play that.
Electric Boulder. Let's go play Electric Boulder right now.
Learning the premise and the fact that we were going to do a fighting game again, I was
fighting game?
A fighting
A
game?
fighting game?
We're going to do a fighting game.
Fighting game.
A fighting game again.
Yes.
I was excited for that. You know, it's a little different than just your 2D. Like you're on the left side, I'm on the right side. Here we go. So I like the aspect that they went for. But we'll get into details. So let's get into some game development.
Game development.
So it came
This game
out
is made
in
by Capcom.
Catcom.
Yeah, that surprises me.
It is a little bit because when you see Capcom, it's usually sitting on the floor and
Charlie
with
again.
a pile of hair next to it too. But you think of games.
What did the cat do afterwards?
Honey, the cat's smoking again.
What happened? Cat came? No. Well, Capcom. You think Street Fighter?
Now you're saying it weird.
Capcom?
Say Capcom again.
Capcom.
Okay.
Catcom.
It's infectious.
Catcom. It came out 1999, and usually when you think of this developer, that you just think Street Fighter. So this was them kind of supporting a different branch of fighting games. So still within the realm of what they're used to. It just got a little difficult because, as most of us know, Dreamcast did not have a very long lifespan. It was only a matter of like 2.5 years before they stopped making games for this.
Yeah, 9/9/99 it came out, and then by the time the PS2 hit shelves, it was like Sega announced they're out of the hardware business.
Well, I mean, it was beyond its time. Like it
was ahead of its time. Yeah,
it was definitely. Like once PS2 came out and Xbox really started taking off, that's when things started to change in the industry, and Dreamcast wanted to do that. But
what about Nintendo? You forgot Nintendo. You forgot the GameCube. Nobody forgets the GameCube.
What?
Don't forget the GameCube.
Nintendo.
The GameCube.
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
I mean, I didn't even want to bring them into the argument because then if you talk about fighting games, it's just it trumps everything else.
Melee.
Exactly.
Melee.
There's no living up to Melee.
Okay.
Hey, just a little side note.
Side note.
While we're talking about fighting games, and you brought up the GameCube. They had what fucking game was that?
I don't know. Which fucking game was it? Fuck.
They released a special character on each system, but they released the game on all 3 systems: the GameCube, Xbox, and PlayStation 2.
Oh,
Not
Soul
Beautiful
Calibur.
Joe? Oh,
Yes.
Soul Calibur.
Yes.
Yeah, with
And
Link.
I bought the GameCube version because of Link.
Really?
Yes.
Cool. They did that again in last generation, right? Didn't they have like Yoda and Darth Vader in Soul Calibur? Or am I crazy? Or is that a different tie-in altogether? Sorry.
I think you're right, but I'm not sure. That may be a
Soul
different
Calibur
game.
2 had Link in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Power Stone. So how about that animated
Thunder Rock.
animated series they did in 1999 from April till September?
I was just reading about that.
You mean the whole like 5-month span? Great,
What if the
riveting.
dialogue in the show is the same as the intro?
Give me some milk.
Oh man, we should try to hunt down that show.
It's probably on YouTube. and
Dude, we can
entirety.
do Mubbers episodes. We just watch one episode of Mubbers
I was gonna say we'll watch one episode of Mubbers
per Mubbers
per Mubbers.
and just get our reaction to it.
Well, after this podcast is done, we may have to pop on and take.
I'm sure we
take a
can
look.
fucking find that shit on YouTube, right?
It's somewhere.
I
it
just
has
said
to be.
that. Do you guys not hear me when I'm? Is my mic on? Hello, hello.
You understand the words that come out of my mouth?
I just said that. Cool.
I know you did.
Steve, maybe we should look on YouTube
Oh
for
my
it.
fucking
Hey,
God.
you mean like after this? Maybe
Yeah.
we can look for
In
the
the 19th
episodes on
century,
YouTube.
people are strong believers of superstition and YouTube.
Superstition and YouTube.
You didn't expect that.
No, came out of left field. Let's go into the big part of this entire podcast. Story.
Story.
2 hours long. Let's do it.
2 hours later.
Down under
Gary!
the depths of the sea, we find Falcon, Huang Dang,
Oh yeah, can you
What
name
is
all the
it?
characters without looking?
Gun Rock.
Nipple tassels.
Nipple tassels.
You mean Rogue?
Rouge.
Rogue.
Rogue nipple tassels.
Jack.
Rogue nipple.
Never let go.
Who's the
But
samurai?
she did.
Really? A Titanic joke? Who's the samurai? Looks like Lone Wolf and Cub without the cub.
I forget
Last
his name.
is Champlu.
Samurai shampoo?
Jesus Christ!
Wow, that was rough.
It's Dash.
Rendar?
So we have Edward Falcon.
Yes.
Yes. Wang Tang.
Wang Dang.
Ryoma.
Who?
He was the
What's his
Oh,
name?
there you go.
That's samurai.
the Silver Samurai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So actually, maybe we should talk about what they're based off of. Edward Falcon is
It's a British pilot.
He's the
isn't he?
British guy. Yeah.
he's the British guy, and his power is similar to Iron Man, which makes sense with the missiles and all that shit.
Oh, wow. I didn't
Oh,
put it
yeah.
together.
Wang Tang.
He's Bruce Lee.
Yeah,
Or Goku.
He's a kung fu.
He's
Yeah,
Goku.
no, you're right. His special attacks.
Yes,
and
he's
it-
spirit
so
bomb.
it tells you what their power up resembles. So, what they said, Falcons represents
Iron Man.
Iron Man. Wang Tang's represents going Super Saiyan from Dragon Ball.
Yep.
Ryoma represents like the Silver Samurai and the Ronin warriors.
Oh, Ronin. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Ayami is her power change. She is known as the Cherry Blossom Dancer, which she's kind of like.
She sure is.
Yeah.
Oh no, wait, no, she's the girl. She's
It throws like the
she is,
ninja
yeah.
stars and shit.
She's
Right.
the cherry pop.
I think she's like my favorite character, to be honest.
Yeah, we know she is.
Rouge, based off of Whorehouse.
Oh my God, she's 23. She
Apparently,
weighs
they-
105 pounds.
Apparently, they say her design is based off of Street Fighter, the EX series. I'm not familiar with that.
No,
I don't
it's,
really
it's
know.
the character.
Yeah.
It's Paloom.
I don't know.
I don't know who she is. Jack the Ripper. I was right. Son of a bitch.
Yeah, Jack the Ripper. He's a reference to Jack the Ripper.
Well,
Jack the Slimer.
when we were watching the video for him, and he was talking about being able to stalk the people in the streets, like in England. He
Oh,
is
right,
Jack
right,
the
right.
Ripper. Yeah.
Oh, Gun Rock, based off of Fantastic Four, The Thing.
Yeah.
Clobbering time. Galuda is
From Dollstown.
yeah. He is based off of Thunderhawk from the game Super Street Fighter 2.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
a Native
Street Fighter-
American.
yeah.
The Kraken is based off of the
A crack-
Kraken. And Valgus, his name may be reference to Vulgus, Capcom's first game.
Very good. You said it right, like an adult.
I did good
Capcom.
things.
You did good. You did good.
Capcom.
Vulgus.
Oh, I thought you meant there was something about Vulgus. You just wanted me to say Capcom.
Capcom.
Yeah.
Got it. It's all
Yeah, so all the characters are homages to something else.
Yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it's not like I wouldn't say it's like rip-off material. They feel
Yeah,
kind
it's
of
not.
unique
It's-
enough. You know what I mean?
For the most part.
If any of them's really close, I think Gun Rock and The Thing are like hand in hand.
If anything, like the closest is like I find is like Wang Tang. It's
Really?
like- yeah. But I mean, you see it like as soon as when he gets in his super mode, his dark hair goes to bright blonde, just like a Super Saiyan, and then he shoots out little Kamehameha balls like everywhere, and then his giant one is the spear bomb.
Hey, your nerd
Thank
is
you.
showing.
All right, a little bit. I used
I
to
don't
watch
know-
a lot of Dragon Ball for
I
a
don't
bit,
know that
but
much about Dragon
as
Ball.
like the first time like I saw him like turn to his basically Super Saiyan mode, I'm like, that's Dragon Ball Z right there.
Frieza!
Cell.
Anyway.
So I guess tying in the story a little bit, we did go through and watch all the
endings.
the
Oh, right,
the
'cause you had them
ending
unlocked.
sequences for
Yeah.
all the characters because they were all unlocked, and it's just like
It's a slideshow. It's an animated slideshow.
basically, but none of the story element is super sincere. It's all a little bit lighthearted and just a little add-on here and there. I mean, for example, I guess Rouge, her final story was.
Oh, that's the one where they duped like their Shogun or something like that? Or
No,
is
that
somebody
was
else?
Ayami.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
She was doing the crystal ball.
Right.
And they were like, what is it that you wish? And all the dudes were just wishing for her to be naked.
They wanted to see it
It's
naked.
like, oh, it's hee. It's like, oh, all right, yeah. And then Falcon, his dad came in a biplane and just picked him up, and then they lost the stone.
So I guess it was kind of tying in like what were their ultimate wishes and then how it is playing out after they obtained the Power Stone,
Yeah.
essentially. But
Yeah.
they're all like goofy little endings. I don't think any of them were super serious.
Well, Vulgus was kind of dark, but that's all, right? Because he just like takes over the world or turns dark or something.
Yeah, well, he turns into the pterodactyl type evil-looking thing because he needed that last little piece to complete the entire stone. And once he puts it in,
that's right. He like mutated.
the power consumes him, and then he transforms into literally
His
like
final form.
He looks like the Pokemon Aerodactyl, where it's like the
Yeah.
ancient looking pterodactyl thing. That's basically what it looks like, to wreak havoc, but he doesn't control his own will because he's been consumed by the power.
But like this ultimate item that can grant literally any wish.
I'm joining the circus.
And Gunrock uses it to cheat at gambling.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, I have a royal flush. I'm really making use of this power that I have.
It was probably like a one-time use too. Like that's the only royal
like
flush.
You only
Like,
get one wish from the genie.
yeah, and he
Yeah.
was like, I really want a royal flush right now.
There you go.
Toilet flush.
I don't know. It's just it's a little ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, but with like any
Yeah.
fighting game, is there really any story to most of them?
No. Oh no. No, you don't come here for the story. It's nice that they
No.
threw something in like that, but they didn't put a lot of effort into it.
No, not really.
Insert tokens. Insert tokens. Insert
That
quarters.
is the whole story right there. Give me quarters.
Actually, there's one more thing about the story. In the 19th century, people are strong believers of superstition and legend. Adventurers who seek fortune and glory search the world for legendary treasure, which has the power to make any dream come true. That treasure is known as the Powerstone.
There's your entire intro.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that is the intro to the game.
That's it. That's
and
real.
if anything, you did it more justice than
Nope.
the way it was originally done.
It's perfect as it is. Listeners, if you haven't played Power Stone and you're curious, just YouTube it, the intro for Power Stone, and I didn't embellish.
No, no, it's mostly spot on. All right, well, with that, gameplay.
Gameplay.
I think gameplay is the only thing like really to touch on for the most part. It's, it's not your usual fighter. It's in a 3D environment and an interactive environment at that.
And they're tight. They're small environments.
Yeah, so all right, I just
No, I didn't mean like that.
I just wanted you to specify.
It's like fighting in a closet.
Kinda.
There's nowhere to go. There's nowhere to run. You can't escape.
Yeah.
There is no escape. There's no defense.
There is no escaping. The bullet is enormous.
unless you have the shield.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ.
Well, because you have the 3D environment, it's interactive, so you can pick up tables, chairs, boxes, whatever's around, and you can throw it at your enemy to basically
Load-bearing beams.
push
Crack someone across
the gem out of them. So Powerstone, the premise, you got stones.
Hey, I got 2 of them.
I got 2 stones. I got
busted
1
my
stone.
stones.
The doctor said I had to get one removed. I got 1 stone.
Is the kidney stone?
It's a kidney stone.
Wait, you gonna piss it
I
out?
passed the kidney stone last week at your
look,
mom's house.
Like, oh, it burns. It's coming out of my dick.
The doctor said that'll go away in 2 to 3 weeks.
Hey, take the medication. You're gonna feel
yo,
okay.
Paulie, you ever see something like this?
No, what's that? Oh, dude, Johnny, what are you doing?
What happened, Charlie?
Wow, it's like a jungle.
Hey, Charlie!
Oh, Charlie! Excuse us. Back to Powerstone. Right, so wait, what's
Wops are
weird
named
is
Charlie.
you need... Did you just say wop? Are you fucking kidding me?
No.
Hey, you Dago Wad friend.
My Kraut Mick friend.
That's it.
I don't care how many Dago Guinea Wumba. Dago
Oh,
Guinea
yo,
Grace Ball.
Get out of here, yo, Woomba.
Come out of the woodwork. Johnny Fontaine doesn't get that movie.
Hey, clean my floor, yo, Woomba.
Go get your fucking shine box.
Fucking Woombas.
Wumba. The stones are in me. No, the stones.
Yeah, they are.
What's weird is you want to get the Power Stone, but it kind of seems like there are a lot of Power Stones.
There are
when you
many
play
Power
it.
Stone.
Yeah, many a Power Stone because you have to collect 3 stones, or I just want to call them gems for some reason.
Yeah.
Or emeralds because it's Sega, and
Diamonds.
you collect 3 of them, and then you unlock your abilities, your special abilities.
Yeah.
The other like attacks and things didn't seem to like because at first when I was playing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna get up close and try to like melee somebody or do whatever, and you can do that to get the gems out of the other person. But it's when we played it anyway, it was primarily grab something to throw at another person to force the gem out of them, collect said gem, then use your special ability. The end.
It did feel like run around the map, hit the other person, get the gem that they had, and go get the other gem. That was pretty much it.
Right.
Well, I think just to interrupt real quick. I think there was a lot of matches where it was like because you have to have 3 of them.
Correct.
We each start with 1. So I found a lot of times it was that second gem that was bouncing back and forth. Boom, player 1 has it. Boom, he got hit by player 2. Now player 2 has it.
Momentum.
And and it just kept like bouncing back and forth between the players.
Well, it depends on how the beginning of the match actually started. Like, if it's basically where you know the other person's going to be doing the exact same thing, you have to try to mix it up a little bit. So you both have your gems, wait for the other one to pop up, and then it's a matter of get that gem first, and then kick the other person or whatever to get the other one out. Hit him with the table or a chair. Get the tables, Devon. No? Dudleys? No?
Oh my God, the Dudleys, really?
I don't know what
Get the tables! Really?
Yeah.
No, Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley? Wrestling?
Oh, wrestling.
TLC match? There you go.
I know of their existence.
Get out.
Where were we? We were
We're talking about gameplay. Let's talk about the environments real quick.
Yeah.
So
They're
the
tight.
They are tight. And I feel like a lot of the levels have like an environmental hazard to them.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
Some
some
do.
do. I guess not all. Like there's the boiler room of Gun Rocks that has the
Big anchor, right?
Oh, that's on the ship.
No, that's,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's the
Kraken.
Kraken.
What was Gun Rocks?
He had like the grinder in the corner, and I think there was like some pistons in the room, like the steam vent,
Yeah.
or something like that. Do you remember there was this you know what I'm talking about? The grinding wheel in the corner that had like the teeth on it.
Yeah,
Just kinda
but there were only like a couple levels that had like the environment.
So it was the anchor
hazard.
in the Kraken's level, the grinder in Gun Rock's level. Wasn't there like some kind of fire aspect in Rouge's, like a flame torch or something like that?
Trying to remember which state was Rouge.
It was like this like cave kind of thing, and there was like pots around. Anyway, I don't know. I just think the levels are unique. Like some have the support beams that certain characters can swing around to do a kick,
The heavy characters.
and then the heavy characters can pull it down and swing it across the entire
Swing
map.
the entire beam. It's like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, I think it's cool, and it like caters to. I guess not caters, but it shows a little difference between the characters. They're not all copy paste the same.
Yeah.
Some move faster than others. Some can jump more than others. Some
Evade
are,
more, or seemingly evade.
yeah, some hit harder. Like some of the
Yeah.
big characters, like some of
Yeah.
the little characters, you have to do like a combo hit to knock the gem out of a character, while the big characters could sometimes just do it in like one fucking hit. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
so-
but they're slower. There's an
Yeah,
offset.
y-
Yeah.
Yes.
You have your strength characters and you have your speed characters.
essentially,
And I think a couple of them cross into like middle territory.
balance.
A little bit.
Like
Yeah,
balance.
Falcon is balanced, I think.
I would say that probably the samurai too.
Okay.
I don't think he's a quick character, but I don't think he's a bulky character.
No.
So I think Gunrock and Galuda,
They're
are
the big-
They're the big hitters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the female characters and Wang Tang, I would say, are like the speed characters.
I wouldn't classify Rouge as a speed character. I think she's more balanced.
She's a distraction character.
Think?
Yeah, distracted character.
Look at my tassels! Oh, fuck!
She's a fan service kind of character.
Oh, a little bit. You're not wrong.
Well,
If and I think there's one unique though. To be completely honest, I think Jack is like almost like a technical character.
oh, okay.
I don't
could
think
see
he,
that,
he
yeah.
doesn't move like the other characters.
No.
Like his attacks are like very specific ranges and like direction. Like it's not like a forward hit. It's like his hit goes up or out, or you know what I mean? Like, so I would almost classify him as like
Sneaky.
technical play style.
Okay.
I could see that.
I always feel like we're talking like Mario Tennis, like the power hitter, the all rounder, and the technical. Like that's oh, whatever.
What's tennis?
What is tennis? We're going to talk about tennis.
No,
We're in
I
gameplay.
think-
we are, because it's best of 5 to get through the match. It's best of 5 to win a match.
This is true.
Just like this game. Whoa.
Or was that a setting that you played around with?
No, I think that one's legitimate.
Okay. I do want to talk about those little like wax seals that you get based on how.
Oh, I
How it
wanted to
went
talk
through.
about that too.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
It makes it a unique win, essentially, depending on how you pull off your victory. And there's a bunch of different ways to... And we actually didn't see the one gem because we turned off damage when you're in power mode. But if you can kill somebody that's in power mode, it's a different gem.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like a TKO or something.
Something. Well, I mean, you get the one stamp where if you win by like decision, like if time runs out.
Time runs out, yep.
And then you get one if it's just a regular KO. You get a different one if it's within when you use your special, and then there's another one if it's a perfect.
Yeah, I remember the colors. So like a regular damage was red, I think.
Yeah.
The special was yellow, and a perfect was green.
Yep.
And time was purple.
I think time was also red,
Oh, okay.
but you could tell they put a different like letter stamp on it.
Right. And at a glance, it just, because I watched you guys, battle. It was kind of cool to see, like, oh, okay, when you look at this, like, just at a glance, you can see that, like, okay, the first one went, this way, but then Steve had a perfect, and then Harry had a decision, and it's like you can see the drama of this one-on-one contest by looking at those stamps.
By going back and forth, which I will say, this is probably like the most fun I've had, playing a fighting game in quite a little bit, because there's a lot of different variables that could happen. And I think just for that, where it's not your usual, I'm this guy, you're this guy, I'm on the left side, you're on the right side, this is just the battle. It added a little bit more depth to it, I guess, which you can't really go that deep into like a
It's like it added a
fighting
third
game.
dimension to this fight.
Whoa. Mind fucking
Relevant.
blown. Jeez. But no, I at least like the different aspects to that.
I know. I think it's a cool game. Final thoughts.
Final thought. It's a cool game. It's a cool game. I did want to say that, having the settings were the way that they were, and I know we touched on it, but things were really fast-paced, and momentum would shift back and forth, and some of the matches would get very, very close, and health regeneration wasn't a factor, and then the special damage being 200% being doubled, it was just like you'd have one match where the round went, a full minute, and the next one 15 seconds.
Yeah, it didn't take much.
It would just blow through, and I enjoyed watching you guys fight in the game. I enjoyed playing it too, but it's fun to be a spectator as well.
Yeah, because you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, shit hits the fan real quick.
Yeah.
Either for or against you, and it's hard to recover, but it's also very doable.
Oh yeah,
in this game, like you can really turn the tides. Even if you're about to lose, like you can come back and just like storm the other character. Like I feel like if you lose too much health in a traditional fighting game, that's almost like no coming back.
For the most part.
True. You can do like a reversal here almost. You can. That's what I mean by a momentum shift. Like you can just real quick, you can change.
Absolutely.
Well, all it takes is picking up the gems. Like you can be getting your ass kicked throughout the entire fight, and then get towards the end. No one had their special, and you pick up that third gem, and you go into your super mode, and that could change the entire game. You can end it right there.
KO. No, different game.
Give me some help.
I did.
Nope. Go ahead.
Items.
Yes, that's exactly where I was going.
We didn't really discuss. We talked about the shield. I had a couple clutch moments where the shield came through in my defense, you could say, but I didn't, because there's no real blocking or anything. Like it's all offense the whole time.
There is no blocking.
Shield and evade. You can evade.
Maybe we should quickly explain.
Sure. Go ahead.
Items will generate in the level as you progress in it, and they each have like significantly different effects if you pick them up and equip them.
Thank you. Yeah, there's swords. There was a machine gun. There was like a chain gun.
There's
Sword,
a bazooka,
minigun, bazooka, flamethrower, extendable pole.
Oh, that's right. Goku's like extended. What is the actual name for it?
I just call it staff.
No, there's a name for it.
Or a bow staff.
It's his special stick.
Well, I can just pull down my short. It extends too.
Oh God. I searched Goku rod. The power pole.
Oh, but now you have to delete your browser history.
Whoops. Yeah, Goku's power pole, because it would be like I don't know, 30 inches, and then when you go to attack, it would just extend like 30 feet, just like crazy,
like normal life.
Yeah, like normal life.
I actually just saw one of those on Reddit where it's like
saw what on Reddit.
An extendable pole.
A power pole.
Where it starts out with like maybe about like 4 inches.
Oh yeah, keep going.
And then you unclasp the top and then give it a spin, and
Whoa.
How big does it get?
It extends out, I think it's about 4.5, 5 feet.
Average.
Wow. All right, Mr. Overcompensation.
Yeah, the power pole, which was cool to use in the game, because you could be at a great distance and still hit your opponent.
Oh yeah, it's basically if you're Dalzim from Street Fighter, where you can just reach across the entire stage and
is he the guy with the long arms?
Yeah,
and legs.
Yeah, he's Yoga Fire, Yoga Flame, and the one with like the stretchy legs and stretchy hands.
Also mentioned there are bombs that drop in the level.
Oh yeah,
and they aren't on a timer, so if you're holding it when it goes off, that's it for that.
They have a timer.
No, I'm saying they do have a timer.
Oh.
I'm saying if it goes off while you're holding it.
Oh yeah, then you're fucked.
Yeah. And there's health items too, which
regenerable, right?
Like apples or cake or something.
And
like
chicken.
That. Yeah. It can actually give you a substantial amount of your health back. So it's one of the ways you can kind of come back from the brink.
Right. If it were me, I'd probably play no items. That's how I play Melee.
Oh, I like the items.
Yeah, I know. And to be honest, Smash is there's more depth to what you can do, I want to say, so it lends itself to not having items. Without items would be difficult. It would be less interesting.
Well, I don't know.
I think it would make this game a little bit more on the boring side.
Yeah.
I think the weapons had an extra dynamic and uniqueness to the battles. I think the battles would become very similar without the items in this game.
True.
Anything else gameplay we're talking about?
I have no idea what else to talk about. Well, let's talk about a favorite character that we really like. What character did you feel the most comfortable with?
Falcon. I sort of lean toward the all-rounders anyway when it comes to...
Seem very balanced for you.
Yeah.
I like Wang Tang.
I know you do.
Yeah, we knew that.
He's such a fast character, and if I can throw spirit bombs at people all day, I'm cool with that.
Cool. I think my pick would be a Yami.
Really?
I like the fast speed character, and I like
Japanese schoolgirls.
yeah.
Kind of surprised not Gunrock.
I like Gunrock too,
Gunrock.
but I think Ayami's my top pick.
Huh.
Yeah.
She didn't do that great for you, did she?
She won me a couple of matches.
We didn't talk about the mutated Vulgus, Tetsuo straight from
Final Vulgus.
Akira.
So I guess like we'll mention like single player arcade mode where you climb the ladder.
Yep.
And then the last couple mini bosses are Kraken and then Vulgus, and then the final boss is Final Vulgus. That's his name.
Final Vulgus.
Final Vulgus.
This is my final form.
thing sucks.
It's a giant slug.
But you only have to beat it once. There are no rounds, I remember.
No.
You just drop its health and that's it.
And just the one time. Except when you unlock him as a special character,
Yeah.
you choose him.
You can't defeat him.
And then you're stuck. You were just stuck. Can't do shit.
That's a little unbalanced.
It doesn't do anything. It's like a sloth.
No,
It
it's
just shoots
just
shit.
It's like, look,
Like
this
a
was
slug.
something that you fought. Now you can play as him, but he's a total piece of garbage.
Almost literal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Organic garbage.
Aw, he's compost.
That fight was really boring when I was fighting against you as the final Vulgus.
And
yeah.
playing as him was very boring. It was fun. It's like, oh, look, I shoot ass missiles. That's basically like the only defense he has.
Yeah,
is-
you're like dropping mortars or biting them, right? Or
no, it's like his lower back end opens up, shoots missiles up, and then like homes in on them.
sounds about right.
And then one big like swooping slash. That's it.
You just had the runs that day.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Compost. Do you remember playing any of like the mini games? Because we didn't play any of those.
Nope. I don't think I picked that game up for the mini games. I was there for the fighting.
Yeah.
The hardcore one-on-one action. Or, never mind.
Nope.
You got it for friends is what you said
Continue.
earlier.
I'm at half mast right now after that. All right. Well, let's move on into graphics.
Graphics.
I mean, you really can't expect too much, like graphically.
No, wait there.
Huh?
I think graphically as a system, Dreamcast was way ahead of its time.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that.
Like,
Well,
I think there's a lot of Dreamcast games that look better than PS2.
Well,
Art style helps with this one,
yeah.
I think.
Well, what I'm getting at, though, I mean, yes, the art style is kind of cool. I like the level design as well. I don't know if this game capitalizes on the full capabilities of the Dreamcast system when it comes to graphics.
It's very early. This was like not a launch title, I don't think. But this was.
like, it feels like a direct port from like a earlier.
It's from an arcade
system.
game.
Yeah.
It's from an arcade hardware, an arcade version's hardware. It's a port, yes, but it's an early Dreamcast game.
Yeah,
so
it's
Powerstone 2
Sorry.
obviously is going to be better in terms of its graphics, but I don't think this game's ugly at all.
I wouldn't call it ugly. It's just it's hard to find like a baseline for Dreamcast because it's in between PlayStation where there were some okay
Crazy
games for
Taxi
that,
is the baseline for Dreamcast.
and then PS2. So it's like right in the middle. I've seen PlayStation games that are close to what Dreamcast have done.
Name one
What
Put you
name
on the
one
spot.
game? Spyro the Dragon.
that looks as good as the Dreamcast.
Certain games, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it all depends on like what the game is itself, but you know, you can pick and choose from either system and find some comparisons. I mean, granted, yes, the Dreamcast was underutilized for what it could have been, but they never did anything with it, and that's why it died. Unfortunately,
They tried. Like,
they did try.
Like, Code Veronica was out exclusively for the Dreamcast for a while. And that is like the pinnacle of their graphical capabilities on that system. If you
think
ever
so?
look at that game on that system, it looks so polished, I'm telling you.
Looks better than on the PS2.
I never saw what it looked like on the PS2, but
Okay.
I can't imagine. I still, to this day, think it's better than any PS2 game I've seen. Like, just going back and thinking through it, like, it just looks so good.
Well, that opens up a whole other can of worms. Like,
Yeah.
what's the pinnacle of graphics on the PS2? Is it MGS2, 3? Is it San Andreas? No, it's not San Andreas.
I don't know. Well, they were making.
Is it Shadow of the Colossus?
A lot of games I really haven't experienced, so I can't really vote on that.
I have to think that Metal Gear 2 looks better than most Dreamcast games.
Yes, I'm just going to give you a bold yes.
Well,
and that's
I
not
don't know.
even
I think it's biased though.
Well,
I know how
think-
like
I don't
hard
love-
on you guys get for
Well,
the words Metal Gear.
I like Metal Gear, but I mean, when Metal Gear 2 came out, it was like a game changer. There are things in Metal Gear 2 that you can do that you can't do in the PS3.
Yet, even for just PlayStation 2, not even like taking other consoles into consideration, that game is a lot different when it comes to graphics than a lot of other games for PS2 are.
We're gonna do that challenge one of these nights
I mean, name a 3D fighter on the PS2 that we could compare it to.
on the PS2.
Yeah. I can't think of one off the top of my head. There's
3D
probably
fighter. Shit, I don't know that many 3D. I was never really into the fighting genre, to be honest. It's kind of hard for me to weigh in on that.
No, and there aren't many like 3D fighters. There's 2D fighters that have some 3D elements to it,
Yeah.
but that's not really like almost anything. The only one that comes to mind is Mortal Kombat, and that's just because you could
like 4.
jump through the level. I mean, you had ones like Deadly Alliance or Armageddon, where
I love Armageddon.
I know you do. We had the giant tournament.
You know what? It's been so long. In those games, can you hit the shoulder button and like sidestep, or is that?
I think so.
I think in Armageddon, yes.
Yeah, because I knew in Mortal Kombat 4, which was on 64,
And
you could do the
Dreamcast.
side.
Right.
Yeah, like you can like kind of like
It
strafe.
made it like
You can
3D,
strafe.
but not like because you could. Real quick, because we really shouldn't get off topic
Yeah.
of Power Stone that bad. But I remember you could pull out the weapons in Mortal Kombat 4, but you had to use this like absurd combo to get that weapon out,
Yep.
and then you could immediately throw
Throw
it,
it.
and it would land in this 3D area. So if you stepped too far away, you couldn't like walk over
Get it
and
back.
exactly. So there was a 3D element, but just very, very basic.
Mm-hmm.
Graphically, for an early Dreamcast game, I think it looks great, and it looks great on your TV too. So just going through the regular ports, not going through like VGA or anything crazy, because they make little like conversion boxes that you can plug into a modern TV for the Dreamcast,
Mm-hmm.
and that it makes the colors pop. But a lot of Dreamcast games pop in general. I think.
I don't think this game needs colors to pop any more than they already do.
No.
This is a bright game.
True.
Like the environments are very rich in color. They don't use a lot of dull tones. Like
No, they really don't.
Vibrant arcade.
yeah, it is very vibrant. Because I was going to kind of get to that with like looking at it just in itself in like a vacuum without comparing it to other games. Like that is the one thing I think you would really notice about this game.
I noticed that it was set in the 19th century.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I thought that was odd.
It is. There's a goddamn biplane. You're in the 1800s.
Capcom and their biplanes, man.
Seriously. Devil May Cry all over again.
We need to find the trifecta. There's got to be one more Capcom game we could find with a biplane.
Oh,
in
you
it.
know there's another one out there somewhere.
We're gonna
There's
find
probably a aerial game that it's like a unlockable, like an air combat game, like Ace.
Yeah.
Air
Like
Combat or
Ace
something.
Combat,
I don't
and
know if
then-
Ace Combat's Capcom though.
No, I don't think so, but a game of the same ilk where here's fighter jets. Biplane.
That's a helicopter.
I didn't really see any lag. I'll say that, like frame drops or anything like that.
No.
No, I will say that first person mode,
Oh,
shit.
Yeah,
that's a lot of shit. There is a
Gnarly.
mode where instead of because usually it's just like kind of like top down, and that's the way you fight.
And it's a
go
static
around.
environment.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not really top down. It's at an angle.
At an angle. Okay. Then there's the mode where you're playing like kind of first person.
It's like behind the shoulder.
It's
almost,
like
or-
Over the shoulder
Second-
for you.
It's not quite third person, but it's not quite it's like second person. I mean, I know that's a weird thing. It's kind of not a real thing, but that's probably the best way I
I
This
can
think
mode
put
it's
is
it.
not a
like-
real thing.
It's like Super Mario 64, where the camera follows you, kind of.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then only half of it is actually made in game. It's actually there in game because when you return to the part of the screen that normally isn't shown, it's like a diorama basically.
Ah, true.
Yeah.
It is. You're right. There was no environmental background for the arena that's normally off screen.
Mm-hmm.
Which was a letdown.
Kinda.
Why did they
real-
put this in here?
It's a really good description, though. Diorama. That's
I like
pretty
it.
spot on.
Wang tang.
Wang tang. All right. Well, then let's get right on into music.
music.
There's background music, and nothing stood out to me.
I like when you boot up the game and it has that like almost like a drum roll, like a light drum roll into the pow music. I don't know. It always got me excited.
It gets you all ramped up.
It kind of does. It's very subtle. It's not like in your face or anything, but I just like that lead up, like boom, we're about to play some fucking Powerstone.
Powerstone.
Really Harry gets very excited when he talks about this.
This game just like legitimately has like a warm place in my heart.
It's endearing, isn't it? I actually found that after we had played, I searched for the music to listen to in the car.
You would. Fucking Ralph.
I'm just saying, like, I was like, let me throw it on because it just seemed positive. Like, none of the music is like drab or anything. Sort of like the colors. Like, the music is vibrant and it fits the tone of the game. It just
makes me want to punch something.
Every episode, it fits the tone of the game.
Yeah.
Let's talk about while we're in music.
Yeah, sure.
The voice acting.
Superb. 10 out of 10. Listen.
I think that in Japan sometimes they throw English in their games. Like
no,
I mean, but it just
no.
A lot of it didn't make sense, or it was heavily accented, or was just weird. Like when you start the game and you hit start, Powerstone. What did you say? No, not the intro. The intro is of course great. They got some poor intern and took him in the bathroom with a recorder, and he read it out loud. But
yeah, the bathroom. You got like echo
sorry.
effect and everything.
They took the intern.
Well, that's what I
they
meant.
took him in the bathroom.
Actually, so if you guys
talking to this
Highlander.
Oh Jesus!
Yeah.
Where are we going with this?
Okay, so
now let him go.
That starts with an opening scrawl that Sean Connery reads. He read it in the bathroom for the echo effect. That's why I said that.
Oh,
from the dawn of time we came, moving silently down through the centuries. Yeah. Okay. Anyway,
you need to like cup your hands a little bit to get that.
And the few who remain
will
battle to the last.
Here we go.
Anyway,
Buckfutter.
The voice acting.
Taking the interns in
Powerstone War or something like. It's just like, huh?
I know what you're talking about.
What
the fuck did he just say?
And I'm pretty sure the one guy does the voice of Captain Falcon, because if you boot this up, you just hear him like, yes, yes. Oh no! Oh no! Like when you lose a gem, he says, "Oh no!" And when you get a gem, yes. It's just gem. So you got the music, you got the fast gameplay, you got all this shit going on, and then yes, no, oh no, yes, yes. Like it
keeps
just
you involved. Where you're like, yes, no, wait, he's saying that too. Yes, no.
That's funny. That really stands out to you, doesn't it?
What?
Because that never like really popped for me, but now I like can't unhear it.
Never popped for you.
That's going to be stuck in your brain.
Show your moves.
Now, I'll tell you something.
Wow.
I'll tell you something that's very weird about this game.
Uh-oh.
It's super Japanese.
Yes.
But for some reason, it's super quotable. I don't know fucking any Japanese, but yet I want to mimic so much from this game.
It's just enough to kind of sound like English sometimes, or just enough English to be able to quote it.
So they call Spanish and English Spanglish. Is this Jinglish?
Wow.
I have never heard that. I think you just you invented something. Should patent Jinglish.
Jinglish.
Jinglish. Subtitle. Jinglish.
I'm on to something.
You are. I see the cogs are turning in his brain.
The
like
light leave his eyes.
Englandese.
Oh my god.
Nah, I like Jinglish.
I think that's your trademark right there.
Hell
Jinglish.
yeah. Jinglish. Trademark. 2018.
Oh yes.
Yeah, stamp me. Green stamp. Perfect.
Yeah, there was no big voice acting budget.
No, God.
But yeah, a lot of the music, I think it's fun. So, I mean, I really don't have much more to say about it.
No, it's appropriate music for the game, and that's pretty much it.
Believers of Superstition.
In the 19th century, Powerstone.
Why is it set in the 19th century?
I don't know.
Why not?
I don't
Sure. There you go.
They just really wanted to work that biplane in.
No, I think they really wanted to. Well, I don't know. I think they were fixated on certain characters. Like, I feel like they had characters in mind, and they're like, well, how do we tie in a fucking cowboy or an Indian and Jack the Ripper, and I don't know. I feel like they had characters in mind, and then they're like, oh yeah, they're all from the 19th century.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess so.
Who knows though? Who knows?
No, the music actually represented for every level. It was represented well for what it was trying to depict, like the Old West. Though I can't think of the theme right now.
No.
The samurai.
But the sound effect of the like the bell in the beginning of Jack's level.
Oh, okay.
You hear just like the dong. I don't know.
Big Ben.
Kinda.
Probably Big Ben.
Probably what they were going for.
With Lundo.
London. Or Londo.
Yeah. Yeah, all the levels are like hyphenated names of actual cities.
It's like, hey, here's almost a real place.
Where's
just gonna
Dullstown?
Yeah, I don't know.
Take Minnesota.
Kansas. Nebraska.
Or Arkansas.
That's not how it works.
No, it's
That's
your
not
Kansas.
Oh, God. Son of a bitch.
That's our cue to move on.
All right. I think that's gonna take us into some final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Ralph, final thought, Powerstone.
I found this game to be highly enjoyable in the 18th century. It was wonderful. In the 19th century, it was great. I think it's just a fun 3D fighting game it's like a time capsule of like the last breath of the arcade before arcades closed in this country. I mean, there were some games that came after that still like, look, the arcade is viable, but it just to me encompasses that time period when it came out so clearly. It's so 90s, so arcade, so Japanese, so it's just a fun game.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too far off from where you're at. It's nothing that's over the top spectacular, but it's still fun. It's a
game's
fighting
over the
game.
top, Steve. It's over the top.
Give me some milk, Ralph.
Over the top.
Give me some milk.
Give me some milk.
But it's enough to. It's something where you can sit down with like a group of friends, and it's a good, you could
Have a tournament.
Yeah, basically.
Have a pen and paper tournament.
It's fun. It of course it's a fighting game, so it does get repetitive, but I think just for the fact of the 3D environment and what you can do in that between the items and the environmental things, it's enough to keep attention, and I enjoyed it. I wouldn't mind just hanging out one night and just playing it again.
I would like to say that Steve had never played it, and he essentially beat the entire game in an hour.
Something like that?
I think we did
Under an hour?
I think it was like a half hour, to be honest with you.
Oh, and the in-game timer keeps track of that, too. I think it was under 20 minutes was the actual fighting time.
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, yeah.
It is a game where if you played enough fighting games and you just learn the mechanics, after about 5 minutes, you basically have a grasp on how it works, and you can kind of go along with it. But that's only if you played a shit ton of fighting games.
Easy to learn, easy to master. No, just kidding.
What you got, Harry?
So I'm not gonna give it like a perfect score by any stretch of the mean, because there's some flaws in this game, but I don't think there's a game I've talked about like when it comes to like reminiscing about past games with friends. This is like one of the games I think we've talked about the most. Maybe not amongst you guys, but Clark and I have brought this game up in conversation numerous amounts of times.
Does the nostalgia hold up?
Yeah, absolutely. I still had a blast playing this game. And it's not... I mean, there is a nostalgia factor, but in general, it's just a fun game. Like, I really like how quick it is. I like the characters, the environments. Like, it's not overly complex. Like, it's a very simple system, but there is a lot of technique and specific play style, I feel, that can be awarded by playing this game.
It's shallow and deep at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like an in-ground pool. The power pool.
The power pool.
I don't know. This is one of those games when people mention, I kind of light up. Like, I get excited to talk about it. I get excited to play this game.
Steve, I think he's in love with the game.
It's one of the few times that he actually smiles in life.
The wedding that he's planning is for him in Powerstone.
Yeah. You're like, let's go taste this cake. I just want to play some Powerstone.
No, it's a fun game. I think it's a if you own a Dreamcast, like there's not a huge library of games out there, but this is definitely. I don't think there's a huge library of games.
Sorry, you can say your point. I'm not going to interrupt.
No, you made a face. I don't know. It's just a really fun game. But what I think I was getting at, I don't think there's an extensive library for the Dreamcast. But if you do own a Dreamcast, this should probably be in your collection of at least 5 games that you have for it.
I would agree with that.
That and Crazy Taxi.
Crazy Taxi. All right, boys. Well, let's get some scores.
The score.
Overall, I'm going to have to give this game a B. It was fun. Not anything to really get too excited about, but I think it has enough little...
Until he gets the power pole, then he's excited.
Yeah. Once I get that power pole, extend on, please. I said it's definitely something that would be a fun night of sitting around, having a couple beers, and just playing this game. I could totally enjoy that as a night.
I'm going to give this 8.0, which is going to tie with... Why are you going to give it an 80%?
80. 80 is what I was going for.
So this is going to tie with Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Really?
Yes. And let me explain.
He raised his finger. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, shut the
Single
fuck up.
finger.
I know you like to interrupt people, finger.
What a dick.
Me? Who's he talking to? Steve, he's talking to you?
No.
Hello? Who's there? Hello?
Don't talk to my dog like that. you
Oh,
son of a
oh,
bitch.
whoa.
So I'm like looking at some of these games on the list. I'm like, wow, it's definitely better than that. And then I'm looking at other games like it's not as good as that. And then I saw Zombies Ate My Neighbors on this list. It has its flaws, yes. But I get that same like warm feeling when I think about that game. That I think it's perfect to give it an 8.0.
Okay.
Cool.
You don't need to justify your decision.
No, I
Anybody-
like to
No?
explain my numbers
Oh,
because
Jesus.
people judge me on my
Oh.
grading.
Well, I was just surprised because I know how revered. Well, I guess it makes sense. How much you love Zombies Ate My Neighbors. You love Powerstone. Okay.
Yeah. But I
There
can
you
at
go.
least see it for its flaws, so that's why I don't bump it up to top notch.
That's fair. Very fair. Rail?
I was going to go with an 80, which is funny.
Yeah.
It's an 8.0. Yeah, there's room for improvement, I guess, but, I enjoy it. Simple and straightforward.
There we go.
Cool.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Powerstone.
Well, the Powerstone.
Give me some milk.
Yes!
So stick around.
All right, Kai. Straight out of Germany. This next episode is for you. We do The Walking Dead Telltale game.
All right.
I'm excited to finally do Telltale series.
Should we play it in German? Change the language to German?
Yeah.
That'd be a real challenge. No, it wouldn't be, actually, because you could just make the decision like based on like all left decisions or all right decisions, right? No?
Technically, yes, you could.
2 playthroughs.
I mean, you could just start clicking on things
and see what happens.
and see what happens. Real mystery.
So, what did you think of the story?
I don't know.
Wiener Schnitzel. Bratwurst.
Gehufenfragen. What?
We're fucking terrible.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Oh, boy. How about that Heineken, guys?
Clementine.
We will Clementine. We will catch you on the flip side, everybody. Stay tuned.
Thanks for tuning in.
I love you.
He's so
Yeah, why?
back and forth. Sometimes you say fuck you, sometimes you say love
Hey,
you. I mean, love,
I have
hate, man.
nothing but love in my heart.
Oh, no!
Oi, no.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, no.
Jim!
Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over. Game over.
Thanks for listening to Super Fun Game Review Podcast Go. Stay up to date on our Facebook at facebook.com/superfunpodcast.
Steve, maybe we should look on YouTube
Oh
for
my
it.
fucking
Hey,
God.
you mean like after this? Maybe
Yeah.
we can look for
In
the
the 19th
episodes on
century,
YouTube.
people are strong believers of superstition and YouTube.
Superstition and YouTube.
You didn't expect that.
No.